Hello students, so in our online classes we have already finished the first two portion of this particular chapter number 8 Jalebis, which is your English literature It So Happened book. And as I told you that if we are unable to finish the chapter in the online class, I will post the video for it. So we have already finished the first two parts of the chapter, and now comes the third part. So I'm preparing this video for your convenience for the third part of the chapter to explain you the chapter, so you will be able to we are able to complete the chapter, and it becomes easy for you to understand the chapter to do your assignments. Okay, so although we have finished till page 68, however, I'm still going to start right from the beginning of part 3. So once again, part 3, remorseful and scared. Now what's the meaning of remorseful? It means to feel sorry about something, means to feel what is that called? Yeah, to feel sorry about something. If you have done something wrong, then you are feeling very bad or very sad about it or very remorseful about it. And scared means dara hua, means fearful. He prayed to who's he's Rashid. Okay, so Rashid prayed to God for monetary help. I've already explained you the meaning of monetary in the class. He made matters look normal but prays harder than ever. The inevitable happened. I have already explained you the meaning of inevitable as well in the class. Though somewhere along the way he notices the divide between the fanciful. Fanciful means something which is imaginative, and the factuals means imagination and fact. The difference between what we think but what actually is. Okay. There was a shade-giving tree beside the railway track. I sat under it and wondered whether there could possibly be more unfortunate child than me in this world. When the coin had first created a racket I have also explained you the meaning of racket, right? In my pocket, the entire matter seemed to be simple and straightforward. So this is what he's saying. When those 4 coins, 1 rupee each coin, were creating a trouble or making noise and tempting him to buy the jalebis, Rashid thought that, oh, this is just a simple thing. What's the name of the child? 1 minute. So this child thought that, oh, this is just a simple thing, and he's also using the very funny figure of speech, like I thought that it is easy, it is just simple, and what I have to do is buy the jalebis from the fees money, and when I will get the scholarship money, I'll pay the fees with that scholarship money. So that is nothing big deal, and it is simple. But I never know that I will not get the scholarship money this month, and that became a big problem for this boy. So he's saying, I didn't know that. I was thinking that 4 and 4 means 2 and 2. I'm sorry, not 4 and 4, but 2 and 2 means 4. But here what exactly is happening? Some other thing is coming in between. It is adding up to 5. That's a figure of speech, student, as I have already explained you in the class. Okay, so further, this child is saying, if I would have had I known that I would get the scholarship money next month, I would have postponed the jalebi eating program for the next month. I wouldn't have spent all the money in jalebis this month, but would have saved the money, paid the fees, and then would have bought the money next month when I would have gotten the scholarship money. But unfortunately, what had to happen had happened. Now for the crime of eating jalebis. For the first time in my life, I was absent from school and crouching in the shade of a tree. In a deserted, I have also explained you the meaning of deserted and a slight difference in the pronunciation of desert, and deserts. So I hope you have noted down in your online class. Then deserted corner means an aloofed corner, a lonely corner, okay, of that railway station. Sitting there under the tree, at first I felt like crying. So at first, when he was thinking about what mischief he has done, and he was remorseful and he was regretful, and he was sorry about spending the money. At the same time, he felt as if he just want to cry loud. Why did he do that? But the next moment he also felt like laughing hard. Why? That even if he's crying, then those tears, he has eaten so much of jalebis that those tears wouldn't be actually the tears are salty, right? So those tears wouldn't have actually been the tears, but those, instead of those tears, the jalebi syrup must be oozing from his eyes or dropping from his eyes. So he felt laughing on that as well. So he was in the very tight mixed emotions, and that's where the writer, what he did during his childhood, is describing the emotions in a very humorous manner. Now, from these jalebis, my thought went to fees, and from fees, the Master Ghulam Muhammad cane, and from his cane, I thought of God. I closed my eyes and began to pray. Now he's thinking, now I have eaten the jalebi. Now what to do? What to do with my fees? And if I will not pay the fee, then Mr. Ghulam Muhammad is going to beat me with the cane. Cane means chhadi. He's going to beat me with the cane. And when he thought of that beating, that he's going to be beaten up, he started to pray, and he started to pray very hard. Then, Allah Mia, I'm a very good boy. I have memorized the entire namaz. Now he's trying to please Allah Mia, thinking, he's all about in his fancy and imagination that Allah Mia will definitely listen to his prayer and he will get the money from Allah Mia. So I even know the last 10 surats of Quran by heart. So he's just trying to tell Allah Mia that surat means verses, okay? Like in Vedas it is richa, right? The verse of Veda are called richa. The verse of Quran are called surats. And they have various different names as well. If you wish, I can recite the entire ayat al-kursi for you just now. So he's trying to please the God, the Allah, that I know entire namaz, I know all the last 10 surats, last 10 verses. If you know, then this is a particular kind of a chapter, ayat al-kursi. So he said, I will recite chant. Recite means to chant. Okay, so I will recite that also for you, but please hear my prayers. The need of your devoted servant is only the fee money, and I am your devoted servant. I'm your devoted disciple, and only what I need is the fee money. That is only 4 rupees from you, nothing more than that. That I ate the jalebis with. So all right, I admit I made a mistake. So in front of Allah Mia, he's saying, okay Allah Mia, I'm so sorry. I admit that I made a mistake. I didn't eat them all by myself, though I fed them to the whole lot of children too. Now he's trying to justify himself that I didn't eat the jalebis just by myself, but I did the good work. I did the charity work as well, and I fed the entire crowd and lot of children and beggars also. If I had known the scholarship money would be given next month, I would have neither even eaten them nor fed them to others. And he's saying that Allah Mia, if I would have known that I will not get the scholarship money this month, I would have saved that money and wouldn't have spent in jalebis. Okay, I would neither have, just put 4 rupees in my bag. And he's like praying, I will not do anything like that, but see, I have also done the charity work. So he's just trying to justify himself in front of Allah Mia and praying hard that I will do this, I will do that, I'll be a virtuous child, I'll be a righteous child, I'll read the Quran, I'll do the namaz, I'll read ayat al-kursi, all these things. I will please you, whatever you want to do, want from me, I will do that. But this time, please put that 4 rupee and give me that 4 rupee. I will be very displeased with you. If there is a paisa more than 4 rupees, but now he is also saying that I don't want even a single paisa more than 4 rupees, you just have to put 4 rupees, and if you put more than 4 rupees, then I will also be not happy with you. So he is trying to prove his honesty and virtuosity to the god Allah Mia. Okay, I promise, if I ever eat sweet with my fee money again, then let the thief's punishment be my punishment. And then he's saying, like, whatever punishment thieves get, they go to jail and they get beaten up and they get arrested and all those things. Let that punishment be my punishment if ever I do the same mistake again, if ever I eat the jalebis from my fee money. So Allah Mia, just this once help me out. So Allah Mia, just just once help me out. There is no shortage of anything in your treasury. So your treasury is khazana. There is no shortage of that, and you have so much of things, and you can definitely pay me the fee money. Even our chaprasi takes a whole lot of money home every month, and Allahji, after all, I'm a nephew of a big officer. And he's saying, Allahji, see, after all, I'm a nephew of a big officer, and even our chaprasi have so much of money, but it's about just 4 rupees. Can't you even give me that 4 rupees? Won't you give me just 4 rupees? Okay. After the prayer, I offered namaz, recited 10 surat, kursi, kalma e tayyab, in fact everything that I remembered. So he's like, after praying, and he did everything which is supposed to be done in the Muslim community or the Muslim religion. He did everything. So then I blew over the bag and saying choo. So blew over means फूक मारी अपने बैग के ऊपर, सब कुछ, everything he recited, सब कुछ पढ़ने के बाद he blew that over his bag and said choo, means he did some kind of a magic, and he expected the magic to happen and 4 rupees to come in his bag. Then after saying Bismillah, I realized that what they said was only too true. No one can erase what fate has decreed. Now, after that, when he did all the things and he put his hands in his bag, he didn't find any money. So then is where he realized whatever is said is just for the saying sake. It actually does not happen, and what is in fate means naseeb. Okay, you say it in Hindi like जो नसीब में बदा है वो तो होना ही होता है. So it is that same thing. No one can erase. Erase means मिटाना. कोई मिटा नहीं सकता जो नसीब में होता है. Forget 4 rupees. There weren't even 4 paisa in my bag. Now he's saying, forget about 4 rupees. I didn't even get 4 paisa. Just few textbooks and notebooks which he kept. 1 pencil, 1 sharpener, 1 ID card. My mamu had sent me a last ID. So this is what all he has in his bag. एक pencil था, एक sharpener, एक notebook, 1 textbook and an ID card which his mamu has sent. I felt like crying as loud as I could, but then I remembered that school must have ended and the children must be on their way home. Tired and defeated, I got up from there and walked to the bazaar and waited for the school bell to ring so that when the children came out, I too would walk home with them as if I had come straight from the school. Now again he is trying to, now when he escaped from the school and now he cannot go home directly, so he sat down underneath that shaded tree and then he sat down under that shaded tree and thought, okay, let me do all the good work and let me see what I can do. And he prayed, and then now he has to go home. So what he could do after going home, he has to only he has to go exactly in that time when the school gets over. So if he goes before the bell rings, then he will be caught again. People will again ask him, why have you come so early? What happened? And all the questions will be asked. So what he did is he went to the bazaar, and in the bazaar seems like he can hear the school bell. So he was waiting for other students to come out from the school. So he could pose off as if he is coming straight from the school. Okay, he didn't even realize that I was standing near the jalebi wala shop. Suddenly the halwai called out, "Kyun bhai? Shall I weigh a rupee worth? Don't want jalebis today?" Now when he went to that bazaar, he went and stood just beside the jalebi shop. Now this time the jalebi shop was not in on his mind, unless this jalebi wala called him and asked him, do you want one more rupee of jalebi? I felt like saying, I won't eat your jalebi today, but I'd sure like to roast your liver and eat that instead. Liver means, so he was so upset and he got so angry about it that he said that नहीं मुझे जलेबी नहीं खाना, बट तुम्हारा भेजा रोस्ट करके वो ज़रूर मैं खाना चाहता हूँ. क्यों मुझे जलेबी दी तुमने? Even if I asked you to buy, give me 1 rupee of jalebi, why did you give me jalebi? Why didn't you say that you should not get this jalebi why didn't you stop me? So it is that kind of an expression from this child. The next day, 1 minute, okay. So the next day I did same thing. I got dressed and left home. So next day again he did the same thing. Left home, went up to the school gate, and then turned off to the railway station. Under the same tree I sat and began to say the same prayers. I repeatedly pleaded. Pleaded means to earnestly ask. To ask, to pleaded means बहुत ही शिद्दत के साथ मांगना. Okay, so he repeatedly, continuously, he pleaded, Allah Mia, at least give it to me today. Today is the second day. Now he's like, Allah Mia, please, one more day, give this money to me. It's the second day that I'm praying to you so hard. Then I said, all right, come, let's play a game. I will go from here to that signal. You secretly place 4 rupee under this big rock, and I will touch the signal and come back. What fun it will be if I pick up the rock and find 4 rupees underneath. So are you ready? I'm going towards the signal, 1, 2 and 3. So he's trying to, in his childish way, he's trying to say, okay, Allah Mia, if you do not want to come, send your angels here or send your farishtas here to place those 4 rupees in my bag. Let's play some other game. I will go to that signal. You don't want me to see the farishtas. That is your secret. So let's do something else. I will run. I will go to that signal. I will touch that signal and come back. And when I am going there, my bag will be there. Quietly put 4 rupees under the rock. And when I'll come back, after touching the signal, I should find the rock. So he did that same thing and he ran. 1, 2, 3 means 1, 2, 3 और वो दौड़ लगाने लगा. I went to the signals and returned smiling, but I could not find the courage to pick up the rock. What if the coins were not there? But then I thought, what if they were? So he came back to the rock and he's just looking at the rock and thinking whether the coins are there or not. And then he said, what if the coins are there and I can get the coins? Let me do it. Okay. Finally, after saying Bismillah, when I lifted up the rock, this big hairy worm got up and curling and twisting, wriggling towards me, and screamed and ran away, and once again touched the signal. Then, crawling on my hands and knees, I reached the tree. I tried my best not to let my eyes stray towards the rock. But as I picked up my bag and was about to leave, I had to look once again at the rock. And do you know what I saw there? I saw Mr. Worm coiled on it comfortably, staring at me. So first time he saw that worm means kida, who have lot of hair on it. So he saw that rock and he did the same game again and again, and still the next time he did not want to see the rock because he knew that worm will be sitting there. And then finally he got disappointed. He gave up on the idea that he will ever get the coins. Then he finally picked up the bag and started walking towards the home. And before he walked towards the home, he again turned back for the last hope that he might still get that 4 rupee underneath that rock. But again, there was the same worm who was staring at him. He means looking at him. I walked away thinking tomorrow I will do wazu. Now, wazu is again some kind of a Muslim ritual. Wear clean clothes and come here. From morning to noon, I will keep reading the namaz. If even after the Allah doesn't give me 4 rupees, I will be forced to learn how to strike bargain to make deal with him. After all, if my Allah does not give me any 4 rupee, then who will? So he said, this child is again thinking in himself that, okay, Allah Mia, no problem. Today again you didn't give me money, and tomorrow I will again do it. You want me to do the namaz and wazu and all those things tomorrow again. So I will tomorrow again I will come. I will do the namaz. I will do the wazu. I will wear the very clean clothes. But tomorrow, please do give me those 4 rupees, and I will be able to. I know that you definitely will be able to give me those 4 rupees. Allah does not give me my 4 rupees, then who will? If you will not give me my 4 rupees, then who will give me? I have no one who can give me that money. Now, that day when I returned home, apparently means consequently, means finally, when I returned home from school and actually from the railway station, I was caught. So next day, it was the third day he bunking the school, not going to school, and he was caught for the third day. The report of my absence has reached home. It's useless to relate what happened after that. So now the master Saab has reported him that your child is not coming to home, and after that these reports reached home, and he's saying, I do not want to tell anyone what happened after my reports were reached. That means something terrible happened with him. Well, whatever happened. अब जो हो गया वो हो गया. But up to the 7th or 8th standard, I kept wondering if Allah Mia had sent me 4 rupee that day, what harm could it have been possible caused anymore? And so he was in 5th standard when this incident of coins and temptation and jalebis happened. And this child is saying, even when I reached 7th and 8th standard, I still kept on arguing to Allah Mia, you would have given me money, but you choose not to. What would have gone of you if you would have given that money to me? Okay. It was only later that I came to the conclusion that if Allah Mia were to provide all for the asking, then man would even today be living in nests like vultures and crows and would not have learned the art of making jalebis. Now, what he is saying is, even today, now when the writer is grown up, when Ahmad Nadeem Kasmi, he's grown up, he still thinks that if Allah Mia would have given everything to everybody, whatever they would have wanted, then the man wouldn't have that curiosity, or wouldn't have learned how to make jalebis. It's not easy to make jalebis, right? How to make jalebis? We would have still been living in the nest like crows and vultures, or in the caves like old men used to live, who does not know how to cook, who just depend on prey and used to eat raw meat or raw fruit and vegetables. But because Allah Mia didn't give them what they wanted, that's why they become so curious, and that's why they learned how to make the jalebis. And making a jalebi is actually an art. So isn't this a funny chapter, children? I hope you like this chapter. And now you have to do all the comprehension checks until page 72, all the 3 comprehension checks, the exercises, and also learn think it over. So this is your assignment, and we will meet in another video. Until then, you all have a very good time. Bye bye.